Steve.
Hey,
What's going
everybody,
on?
welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, but I'm not alone.
No?
You're never alone when you're sitting next to. He's a beautiful man, he's a can of ham. He's a human trader hitch, Mr. R.C. Concepcion.
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? How you doing, man? This is like the first time that I've seen you in like...
I don't know.
I've seen you for like 20 minutes. I'm like...
I don't know. I've just been traveling a lot, and so... But I'm back from outer space.
You know what I do now?
I came back here to see you with that sad look upon your face. You should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key.
If I'd have known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me.
Go on now, go. What? Anyway, so sorry. I'm sorry.
I almost didn't catch that.
But you did, and that's what's important, and that's why you're the co-host of this show.
Turn around now.
That's why. Anyway, today's
brought to you by Kelly One.
No, it's Blind Photo Critique Day. We're going to jump right into the blind photo critiques.
We most certainly are.
We're glad you're here. We're glad RC's here. So we asked our viewers to submit images for review. Send us 4 or 5 images that are kind of indicative of your work. We will give you an honest critique. And the reason why we can be honest is because we don't ask for your name. We don't know your name. We don't mention your name. So we don't have to really worry about embarrassing someone or hurting their feelings or anything. So we can just tell like it is. And so let's go. Let's see what we got. Our first person is...
So here's the first person.
Our first person is Cindy Johnson. No.
Cindy Johnson from Topeka, Kansas.
Hey, hold on before. I'm sorry. Before we start, though, can we start? We just started with Cindy Johnson, but I neglected, and by neglected, I mean didn't introduce. There he is, shining like 1,000 burning suns.
Yes, he is. Look at him.
Look at that beard today. It's side lit.
How's
it's
it going?
groomed perfectly, may I say. How are you, Brad?
Doing fine. How are you?
How are things in Brado world?
Very good. Busy
I see you have a drink there.
Yes, little vodka.
He's sobering up.
Get me through the show.
You're not sobering up.
He's sobering up. All right.
I'm pulling up BeMoreVisuals.com because we always give Brad a little bit of a rough time about it. You know why? Because this is the kind of photographer Brad is.
Brad rocks it. Look at this stuff.
Brad can take it.
Brad can shoot. Look at that.
I love that shot.
I do. I love that shot too. I love everything that's happening on the right and everything that's happening on the left. Like I love the response of the guy right there in the front. That's a cool shot.
He's just a good shooter.
He's good. He's good.
So let's get into the good shooting.
If you don't
you're
remember,
not here to critique my work. You're here to critique their work.
We're going to critique your work. It's all good. Okay. All right. So here we go. Back to the first person. Sorry, we got a little off track there, which is typical for us. All right. So we have a shot there, and let's just go through them real quick. And okay. Sup.
Angry Bird.
Angry Bird. Okay, so if I can start, I'll just tell you just my thoughts overall. Okay, not a bad photographer at all. I would talk to you about the bird shots, basically. And now I'm going to give you an upfront that I'm not a wildlife photographer, but I've obviously seen a tremendous amount of wildlife photography shots. And if you want to see what really great ones look like, go to 500 PX, type in birds, and you'll see amazing shots. So I can tell you what I'm seeing in your work here, and I've seen it in a lot of people's work. Go ahead and hit the key a few more times. Let's go right. One more. Right there. So what you have here is a well-executed shot of a bird. So the background's out of focus. There's good separation from the background. It's just a crappy shot. And here's why. There is something beyond the technical. You've got the technical. You used a shallow depth of field. You do have the bird right in the middle of the frame, which is not an awesome place for this bird to be.
No.
Right? You're showing a whole lot of the background, and the background's just out of focus, so you could have cropped it a lot tighter. But here's the thing. There's nothing really interesting about this shot, and that's what comes after the technical. This is not an amazing bird. It's not a really super beautiful bird. It's not in beautiful light. It's not doing anything interesting. It's a bird on a stick. The end.
Right. Like if you had taken something and either tapped the bird or poke the bird.
Poke the bird, yes. Take a small fork and just stick the bird. No, of course not.
But wait for something to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing is. Now, but I think you're already starting off with kind of an bird. So I guess what my point here is you have the technical skills to do bird photography.
Hands down.
Go on 500px and see what somebody who has the technical skills and the composition and the right kind of bird can do. When you go to 500px and you type in bird photography or whatever, I don't know what kind of particular bird that was, you're going to see amazing shots. What makes their shots more amazing than yours? Because you've got the technical skill for it. What makes it is they've gone to either an amazing place, they found an amazing shot of a bird. It's up close, it's tight, it's crisp, it's interesting, it's doing something fascinating. It's fascinating. You just have a shot of a bird. Like I saw that bird. Check.
Here, I did a bigger shot of the bird because people were asking about a bigger shot of the bird.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, there's a bigger shot, but tighten it way up, and it's going to be better, but it's still not going to be what I'm talking about. Yeah, get it real tight. All right.
Let's just try this one more time here and get it a little tighter.
Yeah. So yeah, it's still not going to be awesome, but
like.
Well, that's certainly better. That's tremendously better. It's not in the middle anymore. It's close enough now to be kind of interesting. Actually, I'm amazed at how much the crop helped.
Yeah, and that's what I was looking at. I'm like, there's that dead space on the left and on the right.
Yeah, it's right in the middle is kind of dead center is dead awful. But here's the thing. Bigger picture to take away from this is, and this goes for all of your bird shots, if you find some more interesting birds doing some more interesting things, you'll have a lot more interesting shots.
Right.
Not a bad photographer. Don't take it the wrong way. But now that you've got the technical down, go for that next level. Now try to find a really amazing bird in an amazing location doing something amazing. And if you don't know what I mean by that, go to 500px. This is actually a little more interesting, but it's still just kind of a backyard bird.
Yeah. But getting tighter does help.
Getting tighter. Did you crop that tight?
I did.
Oh, I was about to say it looks much better than I remember it.
No.
Okay.
So, all I did was just go
look at Moose Peterson's birds. You see Moose Peterson, his bird shots are captivating. They're amazing. You just have to work on the captivating, amazing part. And also, in that bird, if I'm not seeing, it just looks like two black wells. I'm not seeing the bird's eyes.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah,
is the bird dead? Oh my God, the bird's dead.
It's blind.
Anyway,
this is gonna be uncomfortable.
That's gonna be
all right.
Okay, anyway. So, but you know what? You're in the ball game.
Yeah.
You just gotta
get a little tighter and find more interesting birds.
But because a lot of people will say, well, what do you mean take it to the next level? You have to go and look at some, and maybe on the break we can dig up some and show you.
How do you feel about the boat?
The boat is an absolute snapshot. I was walking by and there was a boat. Click. It's not in good light. It's not interesting. You left the buoy hanging in the back with like a milk jug? That's nice. That's a good look.
Yeah.
There are really charming boats and really charming places. This is just a straight up snapshot.
It needed something. And it's also bad light.
Yeah, it's all bad. It's a snapshot.
But like if you saw a cool picture of like a little kid with like a sailor hat on, cool.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what though? I'll tell you what. I was in an art gallery in Maine, and I saw just the front of the boat in the mist, black and white with a little bit of duotone. They were selling it for $5,000. It is a boat in the water too, but it had that next level of thing. It had the mist. It had it interesting. It looked serene. It wasn't just like if I told my daughter, "Hey, look, she's 9. Hey, there's a boat in the water." She'd pick up her camera. She would have got the exact same shot you did. It's not photography. It's like I took a picture of a boat. That's probably not what you're going for. But that also shows in your wildlife photography and in the one landscape shot you had. It's all just kind of okay stuff. It's not bad. Technically, is the exposure bad on the boat?
No.
It's just you shot the boat. You shot a not great boat on a not great location, on not great water and not great light. And you got a
not great shot.
Not great shot. Okay, that's it though. You're not out of the ball game.
All right,
Mr. RC, what do we have here next?
So here's the next one. So we have this. It looks like a little sensor spot.
That's
right there.
That's day moon.
That's not a sensor spot. That's a moon.
That's a moon.
That's a space station. So, Star Wars joke. Sorry.
I got it. Partially built.
There we go. That's not good.
That's kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
But so far, not a stop you in your tracks kind of.
Nah, these are all okay too, but these are typical of your just snapshotty vacation shots.
Right, your iPhone could do this.
I don't see anything where you go, ooh, that's a photographer, until that one shot. Like that looks like anybody that pulled their car over. The next one is kind of fine arty. It's not bad.
Yeah.
The next one is, it's not bad. You know, I mean, people like sunsets. It's got some atmosphere to it. That's not a bad shot. It doesn't look like the horizon line is straight, which is not good.
It looks like they're really high, and maybe they have the bow.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the bow of the Earth, but it's still not straight.
Yeah.
All right. And then I don't know what happened in the post-processing here.
It's, you know what it is? This is one of those things. This is one of those things, and I'll just say it for a couple seconds. You know what happened here? Somebody went here on vacation. Where is this? This is probably Italy, maybe?
That's Cincinnati, RC.
Is it? Okay. So they went to Cincinnati, they got there, and they said, man, this view's amazing. And it's the one thing that gets everybody. You get there, you spend the money, you get the gear, you do everything, and the weather doesn't cooperate. And what I call this the lemonade shot. Like, you get there and you're like, I have just been handed a lemon. That's it. It's just everything was there but the weather.
But they were there at the wrong time.
And they were there at the wrong time.
That's not dusk. That's not dawn. That for the kind of shot that you're trying to make here, I think. You know.
You should have got there when it was dark and waited for it to get bright.
Oh, and you could have had an amazing shot because the sky is good in bad light. This is you know what's interesting is this photographer knows good light because they had a nice good light shot. Go back, right? That's a nice light. Look at the light down there on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can get there. It just didn't cooperate.
And then go to the next one, and this looks like it's from an entirely different photographer. This looks like art. This is a great shot. This is well composed. It's interesting. I mean, I wish the moon wasn't so darn close to the center. Right. But even there, it's not bad. You know, sometimes the center works. I'm not sure that it super works here, but that's an easy crop to fix. But this is an interesting shot. It's not something you see every single day.
I hate to pull out the dead guy, but it has that kind of Moon over Hernandez, Ansel Adams-y kind of feel to it. No, I think it's cool.
No,
I think it's a great.
People like Ansel Adams.
It looks like a little tip of the hat to Moon over Hernandez. I think it's great.
You know what I would tell you? Do more of that. And then hit one, do less of that.
Yep.
But that's a nice shot. So you know what's good though? It shows you this photographer is either very capable of making a great shot, which is what I want to believe, or got lucky once. And I don't think that's the case. I think this photographer. You can tell that they're pretty good. I mean, this is not a bad photographer. They're not all snapshotty. They're not all awesome. But I think this photographer has got a lot of potential, actually.
And they're going out with a clear purpose, and you can see that here in this one picture. I think that's really cool.
So, all right.
Good.
That's 3 goods.
Oh, all right. I'm out. This is all you.
Okay, football. All right.
Soccer?
This is rugby.
This is the Arizona Cardinals?
That is probably not the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you.
Is there an Arizona Cardinals?
There are. Yes, there are. They're pretty good.
Oh. The Walmarts?
And they're playing the Walmarts. Okay. All righty, keep going. Okay. These aren't bad. These aren't bad at all. I'm trying to think of that one's pretty good. The problem is, so here's what you've done good. I'm going to give you the good stuff. You've done some good things. You've caught some peak moments of action. And peak moments of action are really, really important, right? But here's, in this shot, this is it. Go to the previous one. This is not a peak moment of action. This isn't a peak moment of anything. I don't know if this is the quarterback like kind of scrambling and he's going to pass. It doesn't look like a running back because he doesn't have the ball tucked. This looks more like a quarterback and he was, maybe got flushed out of the pocket. He's starting to run. I'm not quite sure. But this is not.
I don't even understand the sport, but if that were the case, why would these guys be behind him? Like, if he got flushed out of a pocket, wouldn't his defenders be in front of him?
No, a lot of times you've got running backs back there. I don't know. Without pulling back, you don't know who that is.
Okay.
A lot of times the running backs don't actually run; they block.
Okay.
So he could be there, and that could be a receiver that came back. That could be, who knows who that guy is.
Okay.
But here's the thing, and it could be. It's just the way he's running with the ball. It doesn't look like he's tucked it away. If he is running with the ball like that, the coach will go, "You're going to get that ball stripped." Well, right. In the NFL, you would for sure. Right. Anyway, but that is just not, regardless of what the situation is, this is not a peak moment of action.
Okay.
You're just going by the two eyes and a ball, which is kind of a basic football rule. That's just a guy running with the ball, which is not very exciting. The next shot is exciting, but can you bring up the cropping? You've already cut off the other guy's feet, so you can already say, you don't have to worry about that. But where's the shot here? The shot is him catching that ball. The shot is not all the green space all over the place. It's not all that stuff. It's that guy catching that ball. That's the shot right there. Make it big. That's the shot right there. You see what a difference that makes?
Yeah.
That's what the story's about.
But you're not supposed to crop.
Oh, in football, you have to crop. Dude, that's all you do is crop. Your day is spent cropping because you can't, it's not a scene that doesn't move. It's a moving scene. They'll throw the ball downfield. They'll do all kinds of things you don't have control over. You could actually probably get a little tighter than this, but that is the peak moment of action. I think you could go bottom right corner.
Oh.
I'm sorry, bottom left corner. Bottom left corner. I said right, but I meant left. There you go. Tuck that in. We don't care about, here, go in there. And good, you left a little space on the right. That's good. Bring it up large. That's a much stronger shot. So that's the kind of thing you need to be aiming for, not just, the guy running with the ball in the earlier shot. It's clean and crisp, but there's nothing there.
Okay.
But anyway, so crop a little tighter. Let's go back to your other ones. But you got some good stuff here. I think you're in the game. This is pretty minor stuff, but I'm hoping it's going to help. This is a straight ahead nice shot. I don't need to see as much grass below his feet.
Okay.
You could certainly get away with that. This is another guy running with the ball. It's not bad, but can I tell you, generally they're looking for two-player action. This would be, his mother would love this shot. You gave this to his parents, they would be thrilled. If you sent it to like the sports information director at the school, he'd be like, what do I do with this? It's just a guy by himself. That happens all day, every day, in every single, there's your trading card, in every single game. So I wouldn't have cut off all that stuff, but I think there was already some cut off things there.
Yeah, that's the only.
Yeah,
I was
you
just trying to
already got
follow
the
your
amputee
own
effect. Yeah, but anyway, there's just, this is you know what this is? This is like the guy who took the shot of the bird. Technically, it's on the money, but it's a shot nobody cares about.
Okay.
So except for his mom. Mom loves that shot, and this is. You're kind of suffering from the same thing, but I don't want you to be disappointed because I think you're actually doing a pretty good job. This is not a peak moment of action. It is a moment of action. You know what a peak moment of action is? When the guy with the yellow helmet reaches and grabs his shoulder pad. Can you put the camera on me? If he's like reaching over and he's grabbing him and there's something like that, that's a peak moment of action. When he's 8 feet away, is not a peak moment of action. Now, there's all kinds of ifs, ands, or buts. If the guy's laying on the ground and he broke the tackle and he's running away from him, and the story is, oh, he broke the tackle. Look at that. You just got to work on this a little. You're close.
I got it.
Yeah.
That's so cool because it's like, if he were holding him, it's like he's about to get thrown down on the floor. Or if he broke the tackle, oh my God, he got it. This here,
What's
you're
the
like,
story?
a lot of stuff could happen.
I'm running by a guy who's not going to get me.
Okay, all right.
Because that guy where he's at, that might be it's just there's no story here.
Okay, cool.
So, but you're doing pretty good. These are pretty good shots. I feel like you're really close. You're close.
Nice. All right.
This isn't a camera technique. It's not any of that stuff.
You just got to do it more.
Well, you gotta be thinking which shots that you pick. Right? Like what makes a good shot? Hey, you know what you should do? I'm going to plug my own stuff. I'm sorry. It's not mine, but it's from our company. Go watch Peter Reed Miller's class on what makes a good shot. So we did a class where Peter actually talks about this and he shows examples, and it's really, really great. I don't want to plug our own stuff. No, actually, I do want to plug our own stuff, but I'm uncomfortable doing it. But anyway, it's Peter Reed Miller, who is like one of the best football photographers in the world.
Yep.
I'm going to give you one more class to watch. That's on kelby1.com. Let me give you another class to watch. Go watch Dave Black on shooting high school football.
Okay.
Those two classes are really, really good. I do a class on beginning sports stuff, but I think you're probably actually past that. You're ready for like the Peter Reed Miller and Dave Black stuff. Now, it's $20 to watch it, but if you can watch both of them for just $20, because you buy a month and you can watch as much crap as you want.
Right.
So go watch both of those. I guarantee it'll make your shooting better, and you'll be better the very next game.
No.
That's how good those guys are, not me. I'm just on the set for one of them.
Now, why don't we do this? Why don't we take a quick break?
I think it's a great idea.
And we'll take a break. We'll come back with more critiques right here on The Grid. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lindsay Adler, and I'm a fashion photographer based in New York City. And what I'm going to do today is share with you the essentials of the business of fashion photography. Everything from how to plan your first shoot, how to get published in magazines, and then also the complicated bits about what to charge and keeping track of all of the different elements that go together into being a professional fashion photographer.
Hey guys, Christina from Shark Pixel here. Check out my brand new class on kelby1.com. This class is designed to help take your retouching to the next level. From beginner skin techniques all the way to the end where you will achieve your master's in skin retouching. So I hope you'll come check out my brand new class only on kelby1.com.
That's
Eli Manning.
Brett
It's Eli Manning.
Favre.
It's not Brett Favre. Hi, we're back.
RC here with Mr. Scott Kelby on the grid. Blind critiques. I am absolutely horrible at, like, I don't watch any sports. I'm terrible at it. So,
RC's come to my house to watch football, and he does make funny comments, but
I'm like, why is everybody chasing him? Leave him alone.
leave him alone. Why? It's
Just
so
let him have a
violent.
turn with the ball.
Hey, Johan Stoop 31 asked Scott, is a 70 to 300 millimeter a good lens for football? It's a good lens for day football. It's a good lens. It's a good lens, actually. It's a good lens, but it's a good lens for daytime football. It's not great for nighttime football because your f-stop isn't f2.8. I don't even think it's f4. What is the 70 to 300? We'll ask
4,
Brad.
5, 5, 6?
We'll put Brad on it. 4.5 to 5.6?
That's what I was going to guess. Is 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 to 5.6. It's not awesome for night. Now, I would be hesitant to use it at like a nighttime NFL stadium. So you're going to be shooting at a really, really high ISO, like 12,800 or something under high school football lights. So
Right.
it's a great lens for day. Okay, you know what? I want a really great lens. Get the 100 to 400. If you want a daytime lens that's really solid, because I'm telling you what, with 300, you'll always wish you'll always wish it was longer. I shot a Philadelphia Eagles game last year with a 100 to 400. Okay, don't even
I'm
do
just looking
that
at the
RC
next-
thing
I'm
that
just
you
looking
do.
I didn't say anything. I got it.
RC.
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, let's get to.
But it is a good. But you know what? Here's the thing. I
What?
saw that when I've only shot high school football once. I did it here, and I
Yeah.
went with a lens,
Yeah, you
and
took
I
a
don't
big-
remember what it was.
You had a big dog.
But it was just like I think it was like a 200, 400 or something like that.
Yeah.
But I went and I was like, oh, but theirs looks better, and it's just the extra little bit.
It is. Can I tell you something that helps? Crop sensor.
Yeah.
Crop sensors will get you closer.
Well, wasn't that where that 7D Mark II was doing that stuff? Because
Yeah,
of
the 7D Mark II, because it's like a 1.6 crop factor. And so people debate this. And I was trying to tell the guys, look, they're going, well, it's not really, it's just cropping your image. I'm like, look, if I'm sitting here with a full frame and you're sitting there with a 7D Mark II, I have a 24 megapixel image or whatever the hell mine is. Yours is 24 megapixel images, but yours is closer.
Right.
It is cropped in closer, but it's still 24 megapixels. That's what people forget about. Okay, now, Philadelphia. I mentioned Philadelphia. Guess
Yes.
where I am on Monday? Shooting what? Nothing. I'm teaching.
I was gonna be like you're shooting the Panthers.
No, I'm shooting the Cowboys on Sunday. Then on Monday, I'm in Philly doing my Shoot Like a Pro Part 2 seminar. The Reloaded Tour is in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Convention Center. Come and join with me.
If you want to go there, make sure that you go to kelby1.com/live. You can see all of the tours, and it looks like we have 1116 here, Philadelphia.
Yeah, Philly, baby.
Make sure you come and check it out.
Yeah, and guess what? I'll have stories when I come back, because you know who I'm having dinner with the night before?
Oh,
Fro Knows Photo. That's right. I'm going to have all kinds of crazy, like, Fro hit the waiter. It'll be great. He punched out a waitress. It's going to be an awesome thing.
oh, sorry.
Anyway, so, no, I'm looking forward to it. Fro's a very, very fascinating guy and a very fun guy to.
That's one way to say it. Sorry, I'm totally kidding.
He's
Fro.
totally kidding.
No, I'm not.
No, Fro's
Let's
awesome.
go take a look at these pictures.
And I'm going to talk to him about hair. I have some hair issues. I want to talk to him.
What kind of conditioner do you use?
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
going to be.
great?
I'm going to tell you straight up.
You know what I've always wanted to do to Fro?
About hair care products.
I've always
I'm gonna
wanted to grab him from like the waist and do this. Because he looks like one of those like the wizards with the poofy. Never mind.
You know what I'm going to be doing now?
I'm
going to be like doing like apologies when I'm there. Thanks
No,
to you.
I'm kidding,
John
bro. I'm
K.
kidding.
4036. It sounds like a Bible verse. Hey Scott, I'm using the 400-2.8 and on a tripod. It's hard to follow a pass in the air. Any advice? Yes, John. Don't follow the passes in the air. Monopod, right?
Monopod.
I know he meant monopod. There goes the ball. Go to the receiver. No, you know what it is? Can I tell you what a lot of guys do to help you out? A lot of guys, when it is a quick pass or they see where oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera.
He's Arnold. He's
Hi.
right there.
How are you? You'll see a lot of guys on the sideline, literally, when they have to move quickly, pick the monopod up off the ground and shoot over that way. Then they put it back down. If it's a running play, you don't have to do it too much. But also, sometimes you'll notice if you're shooting on a monopod and the play goes this way, as you shoot, it goes click, 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 and all your shots on a monopod wind up being crooked. So you'll see a lot of guys just pick it up real quick and shoot. And it's not. I have 400 2-8 shot with it this week at the Giants game, which I didn't do too great at. But I did get for the wire service I shot. I got photo of the day.
Nice.
Woo, woo. But anyway,
There we go.
we're going to jump back to these. But anyway, come see me, Philly, and I'm going to Steve's this time. No, I don't know where. I'm going to go wherever Fro takes me. Wherever the Fro leads me. All right, here we go.
1, 2. Oh, sorry about that.
Wow, that was fast.
Well, you know what it is? The images are a smaller size. I'm trying to make sure that you guys
2.
can see them. 2, 3,
Pretty,
4.
pretty.
So,
Interesting. This is a good photographer. So here's the thing. You know what I'm going to tell you that this photographer's subject is?
what?
Color. Because look at the shot there. There's nothing really interesting happening here. Like the one woman's looking and there's a guy in the motor. There's nothing really happening. It's just a standard street scene. But the colors are really good. This photographer has got a very good eye for color. So go back. That's interesting. You know, this big chunk of ice kind of thing. That's beautiful color and a beautiful reflection. And then keep going. And this is another kind of just nothing's going on, a guy at the pier, but the colors all work together. And
Yeah, I love the colors.
And the last one, no one even there is, just except for one person, even kind of paying attention. But the colors are so great. So I like what this photographer's doing color-wise. I think they're doing some really nice stuff. Now, if you could marry that with interesting stuff, so this photographer has either a post-processing eye for color or just a straight-up eye for color. If you can marry that with more interesting things, I think you'd really have something.
Yeah.
But I don't want to say anything bad because I think you're onto something. I think this is some good stuff.
I kind of dig this shot.
I know. Well, it's a great color. It's well done. It's you know the horizon line's like kind of not in the greatest place.
It's like the Gordon Fisherman on summer.
Right, but he's not doing anything. It's not like a super interesting photo. But
Yeah.
at the same time,
But
the
the color.
color makes it.
Yeah.
So I think your subject is color, and I think you're doing it well. And I'm just going to give you nothing but love.
Okay.
There you
cool.
go. Feel the love,
Cool,
be the
cool,
love,
cool.
make the love.
All right.
All right, let's take a look. She's got a nice smile. That's not a nice smile.
Oh, wait.
What happened there?
All right, gotcha.
That's a nice smile. That needs some post-processing. Oh, that's nice.
You looking at me?
That's too much post-processing. And I don't know who took that shot. Can we go back to the guy right there? So this is actually, I think you got something going on here with your lighting. He looks very underlit. The background's really white, and see how there's like some light skimming on his cheek? That looks okay. Go to the girl now. It looks way better there. Look how much brighter it is, and look how nice and bright her face is. Go back one. So can I tell you something I do to a lot of photos? Can you open that? We'll open her first. Let's do it. Open her in Camera Raw. Get the adjustment brush if you may. I'm doing this almost every. All right. Kick up the exposure, just the exposure. And the brush doesn't need to be quite that large. Just paint over her face, just straight over her face. That's it. Now, it may be a little too much, so bring it down the exposure just a hair. But I'm brightening everybody's face, not her neck and all that.
Okay.
Just the face. And I'm just putting a little dab of extra light on their face, and it really does, it makes it pop. So now, let's go back to him. He's underexposed all the way around, but then we're going to add the pop of light. So go ahead and cancel out of her. But this photographer's doing a good job, so this is just like post-processing stuff. But I mean, it's all part of the image, so let's do it. So he's just underexposed. He's just flat out underexposed, I think. Just go to Camera Raw. Based on the background, it's making him look darker than it should. Go to the exposure, just the regular exposure amount, bring it up some. There we go. Now he's in the ballpark. Now hit him with like a quarter or a half stop with the brush, just in his face, not his shoulders, not anything else. Ooh la la. There we go. I think that's tremendously better.
So
now,
people.
I would do one more thing to this just in post. Look how much better it made his eyes and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Hit the letter P. Look at the difference. Now, the other thing is, I want to see that highlight kicker coming around on the side of his face. I would hit new with the adjustment brush. I think you already have. Let's kick up just the highlights. And yeah, kick the highlights up a lot. Go to highlights in the slider, and then go and paint the right side of his face, right side. Just that little area. I would just go right to that one area, just where you see the highlight. Yeah, I wouldn't do his ear and all. You don't want to light his ear. But that right there on his cheek, right there, I would brighten the heck out of that. You might have to go to the exposure to make it work.
Okay.
It's maybe not just showing enough. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that popping up. Yeah, I mean, you got his ear and some other stuff in there. But I think this is tremendously better. I think that's a lot. And he's got a good look. So this photographer's doing pretty good. I really don't have any. I think you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
That was some minor things, but I think it's a good picture and it's kind of going to waste.
It's just a little under.
But But anyway, I'm doing that along my just hitting it with this one looks overdone. Her face, her skin looks plasticky. It's like, and her eyes.
It also looks dark.
There's her
it's
eyes.
dark here.
Her eyes need some retouching. Her skin needs less retouching. This one needs some work. This is, you know what it is? It's interesting. All your stuff is really post-processing stuff. I think you've got you're making nice photos.
Except this one.
I don't
This
know
just
what's going
slipped
on
in.
there. I don't know. This is my friend Cindy. Click. So, but the rest, I think you're good on that studio stuff.
Okay.
So you're getting there. Work on the post. What do we got here? What do we got, RC?
This is
That's a place.
a place.
Oh, there's 4 of them.
There's one.
That's one. I like that.
Sheep butt.
Sheep butts are good. It's delicious on like a rye, a nice marble rye.
Sheep butt.
That's nice. That's nice. Okay, so the things I like here is that it looks like it was all taken by the same photographer. Mm-hmm. That means you have kind of a style. I'm not like that. That one's my favorite.
Oh, where? This one?
This one, because all of your skies are clipped to white, but they're not solid white. They're like a grayish kind of white. I think one thing that could help you is contrast. Can you pop that open in Camera Raw? I think if you went just simply to the contrast slider and just and crank that bad boy, I think that would probably help your shot quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
More.
I'm just going by
Now,
here. I'm not going by
hold
there.
the shift key. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm rushing the wrong place. Double click the whites. Double click the blacks. Shift double click. Oh, it didn't do anything. Shift the blacks. All right. Do you have the latest version of Camera Raw installed?
I do.
It didn't move at all.
Nope.
That's very rare. I find that you're holding the shift key.
Yep.
Shift double click.
Yep.
I wonder if you do have the latest. But I think add
contrast,
some clarity.
as a
Add some
whole.
clarity.
Oh.
Yeah. Add some clarity. Crank the clarity. This is the kind of shot that loves clarity. Now hit the letter P. See how flat that looked? It needs. All of these shots need that oomph.
A little dimension.
Yeah, it needs some depth is what you need. And I think all of these shots could benefit from what he just did to that shot.
Okay.
And you got to do something with those bald skies, those bald, empty gray skies. Like the sheep picture is kind of interesting. I like it.
I like this shot. I think
like
it's
the sheep.
cool.
Dude, you don't see sheep butt enough, and that's a shame.
So
Now,
let's
shift
see.
double click. I want to see if yours is working. Okay, it's working. Shift double click. All right, and then crank that contrast. Black and white photos, they thrive on contrast.
Yeah, now you can really see the.
Yeah, the sheep butt is really, it's in bloom. Anyway, I think you're doing a good job. I think you got some good stuff here. I'm seeing a lot more of the sky than I need to see. Like, you've cropped this square, and it's probably okay. I don't know. It's all pretty good, really. I'm just kind of nitpicking. Yeah, this is pretty good. Let's move on. This is pretty good stuff. Sheep, but I wouldn't really gone in that tight, perhaps, RC.
Sorry. I was just looking. I like to just look at them and just experiment whether or not.
That's something.
That was okay. I like
Yeah.
that one.
You like that one?
I thought it was
That's
okay.
my
I like
least
the
favorite.
road.
The road is nice. I
It's
like
the
the road, but it's a
house.
flat looking photo.
It is a little
but
flat.
Can I say the photos don't look as flat on your monitor as they do on the monitor here in the studio? So
Yeah.
maybe I was. Yeah, you know what? The telephone poles are killing me in this shot.
Okay.
I would take the telephone poles out. Nothing looks worse than telephone poles. And then when you were standing there, you'd never notice them. But in the shot, they're just like it's telephone poles like everywhere.
Huh. Okay. Cool. Let's go to the next one.
All right. Well, that's kind of nice. It looks a little HDR. That's not bad. It's kind of pretty. Ooh, now that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
That's like Milky Way and the lighthouse. I even think I know where that lighthouse is.
Really?
That's in Cleveland,
Nice.
Cincinnati.
You're going there.
No, I think it's in Cape Cod. I mean, either the Outer Banks. I don't know where it's at. There's a lot of black and white ones. If the tree there wasn't on the right, I think this would be a nice shot. That tree, unfortunately, is kind of killing the shot. You got nice fall leaves, and it's very fall-like, and your technique is good. I'm just being nitpicky, and this is kind of This is
This could have used a little bit more love.
This needs a different photo. You were in the right place to make a photo. That one's kind of This one's, it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad though. You're a pretty good
okay.
photographer, so you're getting it done. That's nice. But I'm telling you what, that nice one is that's
That's
a
it right there.
really good
No.
shot. And so you've got a lot of technical photography skills, and you've got some good composition skills. And so
Yeah.
I think that's like very, very neat.
I'd put that up
slick.
in my house. That'd
Yeah,
be cool.
that's cool.
That's
You
really
got
cool.
But you have other good shots there too. So you're totally in the game. If I had to tell you something to do, I'm not sure what I would tell you to do. So you know what's one of the things that's so nice about this shot? Maybe this will help. This is a very clean shot. There's not a bunch of junk in the way. You have a wonderful leading line leading you to I don't know if you needed a leading line. You're going to look at that bright light in the sky. But that's a very clean shot. And then go to the next one. That's a pretty clean shot. It would be cleaner without the branches, but I'm not hating that. It's fairly clean. Go to the next one. This is kind of a mess. It's like all over the place. It's just, I don't know where to look.
Yep.
And so that one's just
get rid of it.
get rid of it altogether. And
Get rid of
there
it
was-
when you got this.
Yeah, and you got that, and you got the other one. You got some strong stuff there. And the first one's good too. They're not bad at all.
I want to print one of these.
What do you think we should do now, RC? Should we do another image, or should we do as Arnaldo is demanding,
To go to break?
which is to go to break?
I think we should go to break.
I think let's
We should respect Arnaldo's demands.
respect the Arnaldo and do as he asks.
That's right.
Because he's not switching the show. Is he switching the show?
No, it's actually being switched correctly now.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say the switching today is excellent.
So
Must be Meredith. Is Meredith in the booth?
Meredith is rocking into the booth.
Yeah. Sorry, Arnaldo.
Sorry. All right.
See over there. Oh, there he is. He's right there.
There he is.
Running the jib.
Hey, which is why the jib is slow.
Oh!
I'm just kidding, Arnaldo. I'm sorry. Everything is fine.
RC
Brad's like, it's
spares-
not me. It's not me.
RC spares no one.
So
today.
sorry. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back with more image critiques right here on The Grid.
Hi, this is Joe McNally for Kelby One, and check out my class, Photographing Your Sense of Humor, shot underwater at the Weeki Wachee Mermaid Springs, the famous home of the mermaids here in Florida. And it's a fun class. Lots of things going on. Stop by, check it out.
Hi, I'm Joel Grimes. I want to invite you to my class on becoming a marketing genius. We're going to talk about things like the truth about marketing, overcoming the fear of rejection, and keeping up with the trends, and a whole lot more. So join me on my class here at kelby1.com.
Create your own space. at squarespace.com.
Bad person.
Brad's a bad person. Hey, welcome back,
Hey,
everybody.
welcome back. Brad's a bad person.
So, welcome back, everybody. RC here with Mr. Scott Kelby on the grid. We're doing image critiques, and Scott's a bad person.
Did I mention I'm having dinner with Fro on,
Yes,
on
you did.
Sunday night?
I think it'll be cool. He's got to know some spots.
Oh, dude, he does.
He's
He's
got a
all
spot.
Philly hooked up.
Are you getting there like early the night before?
No, he's
Because I'm like, you could shoot at the penitentiary. I've been wanting to shoot there so bad.
yeah, I do my best to stay out of the penitentiary.
No, it's a thing. It's like it's
sure
got
it is a thing.
tours. It's got a thing.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm not there. I get there at night, and I got a game to shoot that day, so I fly right out. And
No,
then
I was
he's
asking
gonna pick
I was
me up
asking on
at
the chat
hotel.
because because I have the Canon Pro 1000 that I've been shooting with. That
Oh,
I've been
you're
printing
asking
with.
for the high-
And I was just like, hey, Lightroom person, the Lighthouse person. I was like, if it's there, if you've ever had your stuff printed, I'll print it. Like, I'll send it to you, dude.
RC will print it on a.
I'll send it. We'll print
the
the
thing.
17 by 22 if you want. I'll send it to you. I was like,
Nicodemus 22 said, I thought Scott was decidedly anti-lighthouse. This is not true. Here's the thing about lighthouses. You know what? People love lighthouses. If you take a shot of a lighthouse, everybody loves them. Everybody. If I show people 20 shots and there's a lighthouse in there, they're always going to love a lighthouse shot.
Yep.
The public loves lighthouse shots. They really do. Just like the public loves HDR shots. The public even loves overprocessed HDR shots.
Yep.
But I'm okay with lighthouses. I shoot them. I don't show a whole lot. I don't have any money like portfolio or anything, but I have some-
photographers don't like HDR. Photographers don't like lighthouses.
Yeah, we don't like them.
So-
but the public loves lighthouses, and I always go shoot them. I'm like when I'm out, like I went and did some in where was I last? Oh, in Maine. I went and shot some. I always shoot. I like lighthouses. Okay.
Yeah. All right. But anyway, so if the person that was doing
I'm
that,
decidedly un-railroad track.
yes.
That's me. No railroad tracks. No old dead trees.
See, I like dead trees. Dead trees are cool. Railroad tracks are kind of, unless you're like a hobo with like one of those little polka dot hobo backpacks, I won't do railroad tracks. So, but other than that, but anyway, if you want a print, I'd be happy to try it because I just it spoke to me.
Send RC the high res, and we will do it. Hey, Peach Pit Press, who is the people
Has
that
an
publish our books. Hey, we're giving away books. Boom.
Okay. Well, why don't we start? We'll start with this. What are we giving away?
We're giving away
We're going to give away
my brand new book.
the best of the digital photography book
Right.
series. So it's a
Yeah.
step-by-step secrets for how to make your photos look like the pros by
Yeah.
Mr. Scott Kilby.
Yeah, I went and
Look
handpicked
at
the
the
best
little-
shots out of all 5 series. It's signed by author.
Signed by the author right
How
there.
cool is that?
And that's great. What was that?
See,
I
He
am.
is. He's
I
an
try.
enunciation specialist.
I try.
And
So Peter Hurley, the headshot. So the secrets
also signed by
to
Peter.
creating the most amazing headshots portraits. There you go, Brad. How's that? Much better.
headshot portraits. Hey, am I wrong? Did you teach English at some point?
I did. I was an English teacher.
Okay, all right. So that's why he enunciates
I try to enunciate.
so exquisitely. All right,
Richly.
All right, so what do we have
So
here?
we have that, but before we do that, let's
have a
do
deal.
the Peach Pit ebook deal. Make sure that you go to peachpit.com/Kelby1, enter in the code Kelby1, and you're going to get what I think is probably one of the best book sets out there.
This is one of the greatest books ever.
The Moment It Clicks. So by the man himself, Mr. Joe McNally.
Hey, can I give you trivia about this book?
Yes.
You know who came up with that title?
Who did?
My wife, Calibra.
Really?
She came up with that. I was sitting there because we produced this book with Joe, right? And so I'm sitting there one morning, and I remember the morning I'm sitting there where we're talking. I'm like, and I was explaining to her why I went to Joe and wanted him to write this book. And I said, you know, it's like one of those books where, you know, like I was sitting in a class with Joe and he's saying this stuff and I'm writing these things down. And it was like stuff I knew, but all of a sudden he would say something and I'd be like, yeah. And she goes, and I told her, we're trying to come up with the name of the book we don't know, like A Lifetime Behind the Lens, and we're throwing all these things out. And she goes, well, the moment it clicks, like that moment it clicks with you. I'm like, I knew right then. I'm like, I called Joe, we got the name. It's The Moment It Clicks. And that's
That's
from Calibra.
awesome.
She came up with the name, The Moment It Clicks.
It's a great book. It's great stories, great book, great
It's a
technical
wonderful book.
information.
Wonderful,
so
wonderful
you
book.
guys can get it. All you got to do is go to peachpit.com/Kelby1, enter the code Kelby1, and you get a discount on the ebook.
That's like
for
one of the
that.
best-selling photography books ever.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh,
All
that
right,
is-
Let's get back. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it here.
It's like that.
It's like butter. So there you go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Unfortunately, these are 5 snapshots. They're literally, if someone took they were standing there with their iPhone and took them, they would pretty much get the same shots. It is one of the hardest things to describe to people how to get out of snapshot mode and get into image mode. These all just pretty much, now this is a very cute shot.
Of about her about to get hit in the face.
With a ball. How sad.
It's just
anyway.
like, oh, it's going to hit me in the face.
Well, I mean, it's a very cute little girl, and she's got a very adorable outfit. I love the pink batter's helmet. It's like, it's all cute.
It's a vantage point problem.
But this is like, I took this shot of my kids with my cell phone, and I sent it to all my friends, and they all loved it. And that's where you're at. And I'm sorry, I don't want to be mean, but it's just, you're not quite a photographer yet. You're somebody that owns a camera, and you could get on your way. And honestly, it's one of the hardest things to tell you how to get there. Well, I mean, like with this shot, you actually captured a good moment, and you cut off a foot, which is not ideal. In those cases where you've cut off a little, you might as well go all the way in. You have a bunch of parents and a chain link fence in the background that's kind of killing the shot. You would need to be back further and zoom in more for them to be out of focus. Because I tell you what, for this to look like a pro shot, even though you're shooting kids, if that background was creamy and out of focus, like the shot behind that bird, this would be an amazing shot.
That's a lens choice.
Yeah, well,
an access, really.
It is a lens choice. Usually at Little League, you can get pretty close to the action. Little League, you generally, especially getting near home plate, usually isn't really hard. But yeah, this is a little bit of an equipment problem. Is that you would need to get in a lot tighter. And this isn't a bad shot either. It's just not a good shot either. I'm sorry. I want to say something nice. It's not even cropped very well. The butt of the gun is right on the edge of the frame, and there's shadows, and it's just taken at the halftime show, and it looks like, oh, that's my daughter.
Can I say something about this picture?
Sure.
The one thing that I wish would different about the picture is I wish that the gesture were to the right. Like instead of her pointing that way, like if she just pointed a little bit more towards camera, I don't know if it would save the shot, but just to me, it would have been better if she would just kind of coming a little bit more towards the camera.
You're right.
That's
and so
all. I mean,
I'm going to apologize to you in that I don't know really how to help you. I wish I could go, you know what you need? Blank.
Well, you need gear. It's a different gear choice, a lens choice. If you borrow the lens.
You need a longer lens, so ideally, the people behind her would be more out of focus.
Right.
But it still just looks really snapshotty. If they were out of focus a little bit, it would help. And I don't know what to say. Let me see another one. You know what I see in this shot? Chain link fence and people in the background. You know what's interesting? Your timing's not bad.
Yeah.
Right? Your timing's not bad. You got the ball in the other shot. You got ball on bat almost here, which is good. And this is just, I don't know. I'm sorry.
They got the out of focus that they need.
Yeah.
It's just not in the other ones.
And it's not enough out of focus, though.
Yeah.
And she's so cute that it really
I
doesn't
hope she's
matter.
okay. It's just
no, the
it's
balls.
the colors are great. It's wonderful.
And she's got a nice little expression. She's just
this
a
guy
doll.
looks creepy, like right here. And I'm sure it's not, but it's just the relationship between the two just makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you could blur the heck out of that background, and you need to provide a little more breathing room for her. It's just a little too tight.
Hey, before we do anything else, before we continue on this, can I just hijack this to talk about something personal?
I would prefer you talked about something personal because I'm starting to feel bad.
Okay. No, a friend of ours, a friend of ours is actually just coming out of surgery. My friend LaTanya.
And LaTanya's often our studio guest here. She
That's
comes
right.
and watches a lot of the grids.
That's
She's very
right.
sweet.
She's here all the time, and we absolutely love her to pieces. We went out and we had sushi yesterday. We took her out, and she just finished getting. So I got a message a couple of hours ago that everything is okay. It was just a little thing with the knee.
Thank you for inviting me to the sushi. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I was busy with LaTanya, so how's that? We did have an extra seat. We thought about calling you, but
I understand.
Very uncomfortable moment. LaTanya, please help. Anyway, so I hope you're doing better. It's a very, very well-deserved get well soon. So
yeah,
just
get
wanted
well
to mention
soon.
that. So we'll see you on the chairs in no time.
Back at the chairs.
Back at the chairs. Back at the chairs. All right, let's do one
right.
more. Yeah,
I like that.
I love the color treatment.
I like the pink background.
I
like
love
that.
the
I like
color
the guy.
I do
it's
too.
kind of like looking in a mirror for me. It's like
It is.
very much.
It's kind of hot. I want to be like, sup, guy? How you doing? So,
All right.
anyway. Love this shot.
Oh, look at all the flash gels and stuff in the back.
Love
Yeah, that's cool.
the shot. Love the treatment. Love the gesture. Love the color behind it. I think it's great. Her belly button wigs me out, but other than that, I think it's great. I think
That's
it's-
mean, RC.
I'm sorry, she got a really weird belly button, but other than that, I don't
not
think she
weird.
has any other problems with stuff. I'm okay with talking about her belly button. This is cool.
Cool.
I must have left my iPhone up there. But
It's
it's
a very
cool.
lifestyle shot. That's
It's a
okay.
great
I left
lifestyle
my
shot.
iPhone up there.
It's this. It's awesome.
That's nice. I like all the color treatment going on there, and all the exaggerated highlights. Looks like there's a little funky stuff going on retouching wise on the legs. Because take a look at the difference between the retouching on her face and chest and arm.
Yeah.
Then look at the retouching on her legs.
Looks a little
now
mannish.
I know that there's a color treatment over the legs because you
Right.
can see where there's like a red hot spot. I mean, it looks very intentional, but I think you'd have to work on that leg a little bit. But that's nicely done.
She's going, hi, I'm in the trunk of a car. Please don't pay attention to my legs. Oh, you did. But other than that, it's pretty good.
Wow, RC, you're having a banner day.
I'm sorry.
And that's nicely done.
I like that.
You know what-
can you show that other shot that you were showing before? The shot that you were talking about, the Nike shot?
Can I show you that
I think
shot?
it's really cool.
Yeah, that
Just-
shot was taken during my master class.
I like
that. Where were we at, Brad?
Your
Photo Plus?
masterclass.
We were at
Photo Plus?
Photo Plus Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me
So,
go to video control room 2.
but let me just stare at this
I
guy.
always say if you're going to go to a video control room,
Go to
make it
number
number 2. So this was taken live during the class. So this is at Photo Plus Expo. We did a
It just
lighting
reminded
class.
me of it. It was one of those
Yeah,
things
it's kind
where
of
I was
high
like,
key. You can see the light kind of kicking around the sides and
But
stuff.
I love, so I thought that was a great shot.
Thank you.
Wanted to highlight
You're very
that.
kind.
But going back to this person, I think he's got great use of color, great use of
He's
exposure.
got great use
It's
of color.
he or she, obviously, because
She's
we don't know
got
what it
great
is.
use of color too.
This is the only one that we were just like, eh. But other than that, it looks great. I mean, it looks great.
And what was the last one? I forgot.
The last one?
Yeah, that's nice. You know, I would still do that thing where you hit her face with a little bit of color.
I would say hands down, this is probably my favorite. I love
Can I
the
tell you
color
something?
treatment. I think
That's
it's-
my least favorite.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love her gesture. I love everything
Yeah.
about it. I think it looks so cool.
Yeah, that's my least favorite. I like that. And this is just a good photographer. High five.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Great
don't-
stuff.
The like retouching things minor. Don't even,
What about here?
Don't even.
Don't even do that.
All right.
I like
That's
that.
that's kind of cool.
I like that.
That's not as cool.
Love that for me.
That's nice. It's very subtle.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And I'm not sure what's going on there. That's nice. So you know what you got? You got a couple of good shots here. That one's interesting. And you know what though? This one just needs a little post-processing. Can we go back to that one?
This one?
Why is the ground so bright?
Oh, so just darken down here.
Yeah, darken all
Okay.
that down. And the wall over there and stuff.
Okay.
But you know what? I like where this photographer's going, just
Yeah,
overall.
yeah.
I think that this is somebody that's going to be really, really good. They're
And you-
on their way.
And you know what I see with all of this stuff right here when I'm looking at her and the picture? It's like copy right here. Like
Yeah.
this dress, Valentino, blah blah blah. But like
Yeah,
it
copy.
looks like a magazine ad.
Yep.
Picture. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
good. This one just kind of looks snapshotty, like
yeah.
way different than the rest. Like the others all have a look, and this one looks like a snapshot.
Right. That's gorgeous. I love that picture.
It's my least favorite of the group, but it's not bad. I like the subtlety of it. I love the styling. Okay, I do have a new least favorite. Sorry.
Staying corrected.
Of the ones I like, this doesn't even need to be in there.
It's
that
like
one.
I don't like the boo.
Yeah.
It's just that's it. It's just like that. That's all I can think of. As soon as I started, I was like,
Yeah, that one's got to go. That's nice. You got some nice stuff in here.
Yep.
You're very in the zone, whatever that
Okay.
means. Hey, can I say something? We're looking at a couple more, but I have a video clip we're going to show you with an awesome tip coming up here, an awesome lighting secret tip.
what do you think? No.
No. Medium, no.
They're just uninteresting. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't mean to
this
be, it's
isn't
just-
a technical thing. These are just, that's the most interesting of a bunch of non-interesting shots.
You've gone from not interesting to meh.
So here's the thing. No, this is not all bad. Here's the thing. You're starting to get the technique for nighttime photography.
Right.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
Now that you know that, it's time to go out and find some really interesting nighttime scenes. The one shot go next. That's just completely bad. That is just don't even
Is
show.
this Tampa?
No, don't.
Okay.
No, don't show that to anyone ever. This one is light years ahead of the last one, post-processing wise, composition wise, everything wise, but it's not quite there. Go to the next one. This has possibilities. Now, of course, this old drive-in in the desert kind of thing has been done. Can I tell you what's not helping? Those telephone poles on the left.
These?
Yeah. That one, those three. That ain't helping anybody. And you got the long exposure. The clouds are good. There's some good things, but again, a more interesting place. The technique isn't what's hurting them more. And this is just nothing.
It's got to get out. Get out.
So you know what? You're in the ball game in that you're developing your nighttime photography skills. It's obviously what you're drawn to. You got to work on definitely work on some better locations and stuff.
You might have to go out of your hometown. You might have to travel.
Yeah, you might have to travel a little bit to find a really go to an interesting skyline. And I mean, there's a lot of cities that have really amazing skylines, and you've so far found some kind of. And I would say that these are probably your practice shots, and they're probably in your hometown.
And here's the thing.
Where you went on vacation.
The part that I think is interesting for what we've seen so far today is the fact that there's a lot of people that have really good technique. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the people that we've seen here, like even let's say, and not that I want to say that it's the worst person out of the group, but the person who did the baseball shots with the girl that was getting hit in the face.
Yeah.
Even that person had good timing.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody across the board had whatever skill that they were working on there.
Right.
It's just a question of just trying more of it or trying different
You know what
of
it
it.
comes down to, and this sounds like, Jay Wallace Photo wrote their technical exercises.
And you know what? Then you are dead on.
Yep.
Then
I'm trying to learn this technique.
Because you have got the technique down.
Right. And this is what I said in the very first one today. Mm-hmm. There's a level above the technique, and that's where almost everybody on today's show, except for that one guy or girl that had those great portraits, needs to get to, is you have to realize, okay, I'm using my camera, I got the settings, my exposure's good, now what's next? There's a whole, it's all what's next. But it really comes down to, at the end of the day, you got what makes interesting photos are interesting photos. Not that you pulled off a landscape, a night shot. You know what? Go to Google, type on night shot. Here comes 14 million night shots. Mm-hmm. We've all seen photos at night that are properly exposed.
And that's the part that it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's it. We've all seen. It's like the Eiffel Tower. Go type in Eiffel Tower. 37 million hits come back. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see the Eiffel Tower. I know exactly what it looks like. I've seen it all my life. Show me an interesting way. And then I'll pay attention, then I'll look, then I'm interested. So that person, guy or girl, I don't know who it is, went out and has shot night shots. There's 50 million photos of the night. But the ones that get people interested, the ones that make captivating, interesting photos are captivating, interesting places.
Right. And if
composed in captivating, interesting ways.
And if that was a technical exercise where he turned around and he's going, I just want to be able to know if technique, I got it, you are doing great. Yeah. You got it. You got exactly what you need now, and that's what happens with photography. That's what gets me excited about it, because I'll go out and I'll be like, I want to work on a technique. I want to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And I go try it, and I try it, and I try it, and maybe I'll try it on test subject. Like we do a meetup group here in Tampa, where people will go out, and the shots that come out are not of models, but they're trying a technique. They're trying this, and I tell them all the time, this is not the place for you to build your portfolio.
Right.
This is a place for you to practice. And if what you're doing there is practice, you're done. Yeah. You're officially done with practice.
Yeah. Hey,
now go out and do it.
RC, it was a foggy night in Budapest. I was walking through the streets. Anyway, I was walking home back to, we were on these little, river boats that drop you off in different places. I was walking back one night, and I run across a whole bunch of a bunch of photographers, and I had to walk across this median to get to the boat, and there's 35 photographers all set up there with their tripods shooting light trails. They're not there to make portfolio images. It's just what RC just said. They're not there to make portfolio images. They're trying to learn the technique. How many seconds do I do? And all. No one's going to come out of that shot when there's 30 photographers all aiming at the same bridge and go, this is a portfolio piece. This is a sample of my work. It's a technical exercise. You're learning how to do it. Once they learned how to do that, then they would have the technical expertise to find a really amazing juncture. You're in Budapest, probably not the hardest place to find a great place to shoot, but then you take that and you apply it to something amazing. And so that's the next level for a lot of these folks that we saw today. Was not you need the technical thing. There was a couple that needed some retouching and stuff, but that's
Here's the thing, that's the best place to be.
Yeah.
That is the best place to. So if there's a
If you're
positive
struggling
behind
with
this,
the technical, you're in trouble.
dude, and you're done. I mean, that means that you have control of the boat. And I always tell people about. I'll just do the last analogy about photography for me. What happens is I always attribute it to almost like being on a boat, right? So you're sitting on a rowboat, and they go, "This is a boat. This boat takes you places. You got to know how to get on the boat." So now that you know how to get on the boat, you got to know that this is an oar. This is an oar. You got to know how to be able to do this. You got to be able to know how to do this, and you have to learn all of the technical mechanics of getting on the boat. But once you get on the boat, and you know the mechanics on getting on the boat, you got to aim that boat somewhere, and you got to go somewhere with it. And what happens is a lot of the times in photography, people just sit on the boat. And they're just going, well, what if this oar were a bigger oar or a different oar?
What if this
or
boat
what if
was-
the front of the boat had glass and it's like,
Maybe I order more stuff for the boat.
right, and it has nothing to do with the boat. It has to do with leaving. Go somewhere with the boat. So these people know how to use the boat. Now it's time to go out with the boat.
All right, we're going to show you a video here in a second, but we're going to answer Johann Stoops' thing. And this is a very interesting question. It's not an easy one to explain. Scott, what makes a good photo? So, Johann, if I may share a story. It was a foggy night in Budapest. No. So can I tell you something, Johann? Because it obviously, I show a quote in my current tour, and it says, if I knew how to make a good, I believe it's from Robert Doisneau, and the quote is, if I knew how to make a good photo, I would take one every time. Right? Here's the thing, Johann. So we have, you've heard of Photoshop World, of course. We have a thing called the Photoshop Guru Awards, and there's many categories, including photography. We used to have a small group of people that judge it, then we have a bigger group, and it's made up of men and women. And we wanted to make sure there were men and women there because men and women react very, very differently to photos. We saw it happen when we didn't have enough women. Every time a photo of a muscle car came up, all the guys are like, oh, that's cool. And the women are like, I don't get it. Then there'd be a beautiful pond with a swan, and we're like, oh, the women are like, yay. We had to balance it out because based across all kinds of things, we have preconceived notions of what we like.
Absolutely.
So we have a big group, and I want to show you exactly what the judging process is like. Anytime I judge the Worldwide Photo Walk or we judge the Guru Awards or anything, we never know who somebody's name is. We never know where they're from. We don't know anything. It's just a big screen on the wall, set the lights low, play classical music, and let it begin. And it goes like this. Click, click, click. And somebody will say, I like that one. Click, click, click. Ooh. The whole room at one time reacts. That's a good photo. When it's that certain something, and you can't say it's a beautiful model. It's because beautiful models will come up, silence. What it is there is a certain something that all of a sudden says, that's something I haven't seen. That's something interesting. That's something beautiful. That's something that affects us so quickly that the second it comes on screen, a room full of 10 people all go, ooh. Men, women, everybody reacts the same immediately. Mm-hmm. That's a good photo. And I can't tell you, if we knew what that was, it would be so easy. Now, so you're asking the question, is it technically shot right? Let me tell you what, I used to show this example of this shot that's 2 shots underexposed. And I'm talking to people about it. I go, it's 2 shots underexposed. It's the Eiffel Tower. It's been shot to death, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking about how technically wrong it is. And then as it shows up, it slowly fades in, the National Geographic Winner Award. It shows the page where they won the National Geographic Photographic Award. So it's not that it's technically shot right. It's that certain something. Because if it was just technically shooting right, all the photos would be great. Everybody would be an award winner. There'd be a line. It's just like National Geographic would say, we have so many wonderful photos to choose from. We don't know what to put in this issue. Mm-hmm. So it's not that. It's not good composition. It's not right colors. It's not right expression. It's all of it. It's that certain something that you can't define, that when we see it and if people see it and when judges see it, you know it.
And that's one of those things that I think that at the end of the day, like I think you hit it when you say that if everybody knew that you'd shoot it every day, the fact that it's that elusive to do it is
elusive.
why we do it, and is why we enjoy doing it, or why we try to. Like I tell people, I try to be a photographer. I mean, I'm a photographer. I don't succeed. It's like fishing. You get it and you don't get it, and it's okay when you do and it's okay when you don't.
Yeah,
But
we make a ton of bad photos trying to find that one, right?
It's all right, and it's okay, and I'm gonna plug a Kelby One class that we talked about, because it's getting a lot of traction in that kind of space. If you go to Kelby One, recently we just released a class called Visual Literacy.
Yep.
Where I have the conversation. It's not my class. It wasn't it wasn't supposed to be my class at all. But it's Daniel Gregory, a guy that I talk to all the time, and he's having a conversation with Mia McCormick about intention and shooting, that kind of thing that you're looking for. And I've been struggling a lot with most of that stuff. And I had a conversation with him a couple of days prior, and this class has been going, like, just read the comments, and the comments will just blow your mind with people talking about it, because he's having this conversation with me, and he's like, well, how do you feel about your work? And how do you do this? And I'm like, you know what? I think my work sucks. Like, I haven't been happy with my work. I'm not happy with what I do. It's just nothing really connects. I don't connect with it. And he's like, how much of you are you putting in your work? And so it started this giant conversation about it. And it gave me a lot of freedom to be able to go, look, it's okay. It's all right. I'm okay with it not being right. I'm not, it's not a race. I don't need to collect 500 pictures. I'm doing this because I love to do it. And it's a great conversation. It's important that I think people have that kind of conversation when they're doing that, that it is elusive, that you have the gear and you have to go out and try it. And you'll know when it fires and everybody looks at it and it stops people dead in their tracks, you'll know. It'll be good. It'll be a very, very good thing. So, let's see. Jay Wallace Photo just writes, those pieces are a test of provinciality. People who live in the cities in these photos, they love these photos. I've sold several large prints of them, but until now, I had no idea what they look like to someone outside of the state. This is very handy to know.
It's true. He's absolutely right.
And that's a beautiful thing to be able to know, because people turn around and go, well, you shoot this and you shoot that. Is it a portfolio piece? And I'm like, probably not. You know, there's stuff that I shoot that if I showed it to you, you'd be like, meh. It's not really for that. It's to get paid. It's to go sell a print. And
you want to sell a print? Shoot a Lighthouse.
HDR.
All right. Hey, I want to show you a real quick clip, and I want to show you. I put this on my Facebook page last week. It's just a short one. It's 2 minutes and 16 seconds. It's from a class that I released, and then a woman on Twitter. So first, I'm going to tell you what the class is. It's called Location Lighting. All right. So let that marinate. So it's teaching you how to use like flash on location.
Right.
But it's with the Elinchrom ELB 400, which is little power pack and lights. And what she wrote, and why I wanted to bring this up, was it does talk about how to use that lighting kit. But the class is about location lighting. And so I don't want you to go, well, I don't have the ELB 400, I shouldn't watch it. It's a location lighting class. I just happen to be using ELB.
I'm going to bring it up because I think that she deserves a lot of credit, because I think she says something that a lot of people are thinking about within this.
Right, here she is.
So she said,
Can you see RC
I
screen?
keep watching Scott Kelby's location lighting with the Elinchrom ELB 400.
Hold on. Can we see RC screen?
Let me try it again. I think we're frozen. Let's try it one more time.
Let's see. I'm on video control room 2, so don't go to 2. There it is.
Oh, no. Don't need that. Video control.
No, you were on. You were on
Okay,
screen.
I'm fine. All right. So I keep watching Scott Kelby's location lighting class. It's more than gear.
Yeah,
So much more than the gear.
Yeah,
It's great.
it really, and I want to show you a little clip from it. It's 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And this clip is about something that Brad and I experienced firsthand at our wedding recently, and in fact, we talked about it here on the grid, where we kind of have a disaster in that we were stuck in an ugly hotel and it was raining outside, which we had not anticipated, of course. And it was flooded outside, and so we had to kind of make do. So this is a lighting trick that I teach in the class. Mm-hmm. It's not really about settings or anything else. And you're going to see 2 photos. It's not the first photo. Wait for the second photo.
Okay.
But what we did is there's like a maintenance hallway, right? Literally where they like the servers come out of, and they covered it with some drapes. And as soon as I saw the drapes, I thought we can make this look like she's looking out a window. So when you're in a situation where it's awful, here's a trick you can use, one of those ones to put in your back pocket. And it's just a 2 minute and 16 second clip of a very long class, shot in the desert, shot on a golf course, shot in a dance studio, shot in all these different places but this is just one little part of it. So let's take a look, and hopefully it'll work. Hold on. Here we go. All right, so right behind me is a really ugly hallway, but we're going to use these drapes to make it look like the bride is looking out a window out to natural light, like she's looking out, in a very dramatic pose. But the hallway itself, come take a look. Well, it's a service hallway. It's got fluorescent lights. There's an ice machine. There's the breaker panel. It's not beautiful, but we're not going to see any of that. What we're going to put in this ugly hallway is Brad with a 53-inch MIDI Octa. We're going to put the big Rotolux softbox in there, and the bride will actually be looking into the softbox. So picture her here, opening the drapes like she's looking out. We'll close the fluorescent. We'll turn off the fluorescent light that's here. And we're going to make it look like she's looking out into natural light. So let's go ahead and get Brad back there. Let's turn off that fluorescent light, and then we'll set up our shot. We have our bride in position. She's looking down the hallway at Brad. Brad is in there. Now, we started with the big Octa. We moved to the little smaller one, so it's not so much of a coverage. But let's go ahead and take a shot. Now, what I had to do was, with my exposure here, is make the room black. I don't want to see anything, and there's mirrors over there. I want to make sure I'm not shooting into the mirrors. So I positioned myself to where I'm not seeing those mirrors. All I'm seeing is the bride opening the drapes. Now, we had to pull a little trick. When she pulled the drapes actually open like you'd really do in real life, you could see the light inside lighting the green wall. So it didn't look like you were outdoors. So we had her stagger a little bit to where she's kind of actually pushing in the first drape and pulling out the second one. You'll see what I mean here. You'll see, you won't see the wall. Here we go, Summer. We're looking out. Is that my husband coming down the road? And there you have it. Looks like she's looking outside, and as you know, she's looking into a horrible hallway. Now, if I want to get a little more light on her face, I can have Brad move closer to this wall. So Brad, move closer to the wall towards me, and we'll take that shot again. There we go. Now it's filling out the other side of her face. That's perfect, Brad, where you moved. And there we have it. She's looking out the window. So this is another one of those ones to keep in your back of your pocket when you don't have a great place to shoot. You're looking for something to add some instant drama, and the light really, really pays off for you.
Nice.
All right, so that's just a little. That's 2 minutes and 16 seconds of a long class. So we go on location and do all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I want people that are Kelby One members to watch it, because we went to a lot of trouble to put together a really cool class. And there's, of course, stuff about if you have an Elinchrom ELB or you're looking for like a portable kit, it's an awesome kit.
So it's a little bit of both. I think it's a good thing. Now, let's go ahead and just go to the contest on this. To do this, let's go to prizes, kelby1.com/contest. All you have to do is go over here and put in the show, put in the name, email, website, leave us a comment, and you can win one of these two books. You have the Digital Photography Book Series by Mr. Scott Kelby, obviously signed, and Peter Hurley, The Headshot by the incomparable Mr. Peter Hurley.
Peter Hurley.
But that's it, man.
That is it.
I think
We've
we're pretty
run
good.
out of time. We're 15 minutes overtime.
So anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping by.
Yes.
The studio audience. You guys are here. You guys have been great. A little quiet.
Yes,
but great.
that was a very quiet studio audience.
So, Latanya, I hope you're
They
feeling
just
better.
looked scared most of the time.
They're just like, don't pick me. But anyway, Latanya, I hope you're doing better, and we'll see you soon. And Brad, thank you so much.
Can we talk about next week's show?
Yes, we can talk about next week's show.
Next week's show is clothing optional. Yes. For the audience, not for this hosts.
I don't get to show off these guns.
Yeah, next week we are planning on, unless something else happens between now and next week, our plan is to do why photographers need to be on Instagram.
Yep.
And then how to build your audience. This is a very
I
What?
gave you a topic for next week. I thought you were doing that.
What was the topic?
Oh, the
Did you give us
thankful.
Oh, is Thanksgiving next week?
Well,
the
Thanksgiving's the week after, but we won't be here.
Maybe we're doing a different topic next week. Brad gave us a topic. It's really good, and we're
Yeah,
probably,
it is a good.
It's a good topic. So forget my Instagram thing. I got a really good Instagram thing one of these days, though. I'm telling you, I got it in my back pocket. I got an outline.
Well, actually, you know what? Before you guys start, why don't we just actually let you guys know what we're thinking about for next week? Do you want to do that?
No, tell them what we're thinking about. RC.
No, I was going to throw it to Brad.
Oh, yeah, Brad's idea.
Yeah, it was Brad's idea. I
Brad's
thought it was a
idea.
really neat idea.
Hey, Brad, by the way, you've brought a lot to this show. Thanks.
I try every
Thank
week.
you.
You know, you could have kicked in and said, hey, how about me over here?
That's fine. I'm good.
I'm just messing with you.
It doesn't have to be all about me all the time.
It doesn't?
No.
But you said it's all about you.
No, it's not. It's all about the hokey pokey.
And you turn yourself around?
Anyway, next week's show, I thought it would be good because the week after, most of us aren't going to be here. We're going to be taking time off. But since the following week is Thanksgiving, I thought that next week's episode would be a good time to just say what we're thankful for, whether it's certain gear, certain people that have had big influences in our lives.
Beard grooming products.
I don't know, whatever. Like
Side lighting.
They'll come up with whatever they want to talk about.
I'm gonna think mine
But
through.
I just
I
thought
was
that would
really
be a
pumped.
good framework.
I thought it was really neat. Things that we're thankful for, and I'm like, obviously we're telling you guys because we want you guys to join in on the conversation.
Aquafina. Thankful for Aquafina.
So when you guys come into the chat next week, tell us about the things that you're thankful for, photographically speaking or life speaking, things like that. There's a couple things photographically that I'm thankful for this year.
You know what I'm thankful for?
What's that?
That Brad is that far away. Because you know what? The beard, it emanates this love ray that it's infectious.
When is Brad teaching some McKelvey 1 classes?
Brad is supposed to do a class on concert photography,
He
right?
most
Brad's
certainly
going to do
is.
a whole thing on concert photography.
That's
when
the
are we
plan.
doing it? Do we know? Do we have a date? Is it on
There's
the-
a guy sitting right next to you that's the director of content.
Yeah. Hey, when's he doing his class?
Soon. We actually have it set. We have it set up. We've already got his outline.
Oh, there you go. He says it's
So,
set up.
It's coming.
So it's coming, Brad. So yeah, the beard is going to be doing concert stuff, right?
Huh? Can't wait. Anyway, so thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Mr. Scott Kelby. Thanks to the audience. Thanks to Brad. We will see you guys next week, right here for the thankful episode of The Grid. Take care, everybody.
Bird photo.
Bird photo.
Bird photo.